Oh,
You didn't tell me we were going live. I'm
you
not
usually give us a
done yet.
countdown, and I'm
I
not.
didn't
I'm
even
not.
get a countdown. I didn't get a warning. You just said I was gonna say that, but you know what? We're live, so I can't say that. See, I'm
That's
changing.
fair. That's how.
I'm
That's
growing.
how.
Good start. Good
That's how.
start.
That's how I get. That's how I got. No, we've been run. It's already been 30 seconds. So like.
Oh,
I am
Lord.
going to type what I was going to say. I can't say it out loud, but
Okay.
it's only because the camera's on.
Okay. Well, hello everybody, and welcome to D&D 5e Papihos. I am your shut up.
Sorry,
Something else.
Everyone's acting up. My name is
I ain't acting up.
JC,
I'm acting out.
and I am joined
Yeah.
here by 4, soon to be 5 wonderful people. Jazz will be here. It's just a little bit of a pullback. We'll be there. And but for now we're joined here by Helminia, James, Alpha, and Suzanne. And this is going to be a bit of a special episode. Just specifically because we're still running the same game, we're still doing all the same, but the group has the characters
Been
don't
forced
necessarily
into-
know. Yeah, the characters don't exactly know, but the players have been informed that there is a story, I guess. A block in the story for them. And so we'll get that explained, what it means, in a second. But for right now, let's explain how you guys got to where you are. Where we last left off, you all were deep within the plane of despair, the Shadowfell. You survived fighting the mirrored versions of yourselves, working in tandem with each other. As the dark versions of yourselves were vanquished, you all decided you had to stay and rest within the Shadowfell, not knowing what could happen to your psyche. With a rest completed and some of you falling further and further into the despair that the Shadowfell thrust upon you, you all took a second, collected your thoughts, and found Kalung, the Devourer, member of the Seven Ascended, who you all found out through Rem's clairvoyance that he was waiting for you at the Blade of the Lura, the final god-touched weapon that you were all waiting for. When you got there, you all elected to let Zex go invisible. Use his invisibility to try and find and steal the sword before Kalung could do anything. And although it seemed that Kalung didn't see Zex, he was sitting on top of a gnarled, twisted coffin that Zex thought could possibly house the sword. A distraction was needed, and with that, the group, other 4, rushed in, and a tense battle started, with Kalung slamming multiple eldritch rays through Gilgamesh's chest and flinging Suna through a portal of eldritch horror in less than a second. The group quickly came to the conclusion that they were outmatched. And with this, and finally trapping...
that what that was?
Maybe. I came to that conclusion because after trapping some of the party in a force cage, Nime decided to make a deal with the Devourer, offering up a piece of her essence in exchange for what they came here for and their lives. As Kalung revealed that he had actually swallowed the blade of the Lura and had pulled it out to gloat, giving in to some sort of instinct, he accepted the deal, handing Nime the blade and sending Gilgamesh and Suna back to the material plane. With Nime nursing her wounds and the three of you left in the Shadowfell wanting to leave as soon as possible, you all plane shifted back to where you guys then reconvened with Gilgamesh and Suna. And that is where the episode had left off, with the five of you back on the material plane, a sobering encounter with an Ascended, but being able to achieve the complete set of God-touched artifacts, seemingly from underneath the noses of the Ascended. And this is where the method of storytelling will change a bit. We zoom out as you all make your way back to Greywall in one way or the other through resting a night and teleporting via Zex, whether utilizing a circle or even walking back. But the thought that had went into all of your minds and had always become the process for so long, the pretty much year that you guys have spent together had always been, okay, what is next? What is next for us to do? And as the five of you arrived in Greywall, the base that you have all set up home in, that question for the first time was not so easily answered. With some of you still having the Ascended at the forefront of your priorities, others had a feeling in their mind that they could finally take a step back, take a deep breath, and slow down. And however long it needed for this feeling to spread like an infection through the rest of the group, whether it was a week, a month, as you all rested, repaired your wounds of body and mind from your trip to the Shadowfell, you all, over the next year, began doing different things, your own branches of the story. At this point, you are all more than welcome to answer this question. What is the first thing that you guys do after it becomes clear to the party that there is nothing for you all to pursue of great importance as a group as of the moment?
I would like to send ascending with my stone.
Mm-hmm.
Try to see if I can count. I'm not leaving town for a while. If you need a full-time weapons teacher, end.
End. The kind of vibrating sensation of the sending stone comes back to you. That sounds wonderful. I had a lot of fun before, and I think I'll be able to, I think I can convince my mother that we need at least one more person on staff. As Princess Roxy replies.
Hell yeah.
So, the general way that this will happen is I am kind of referring to you guys in what you want to happen. You become the voice of the story for a little bit. If a large thing or a substantial turn in the story happens, I'll take back over. But if you want to detail what Suna's day-to-day is becoming for this section, feel free to tell.
I didn't think that far ahead.
Here. I know that I've sprung that on you, so how does this sound? The thrill of going into such an elegant and ornate castle still never leaves you. But through the coming months, you get more and more used to the sensational sights and sounds that Greywall Castle presents as you become more and more used to taking the path up to the palace. You get very familiar with a courtyard as Roxy, the princess, prefers to train outside. And although at first you get acquainted with several of the guards that are Princess Roxy's personal bodyguards, eventually you two begin having more, I guess, intimate one-on-one interactions as you're more gradually accepted into the castle. There are flittering moments where you are able to talk to both the High King and Queen as they, after a couple months, become interested. After all, she is their daughter, of what you are teaching her. Roxy herself prefers fighting with a short sword. That's what she was grown up on. But although the weapons that she uses and practices with are elegant, she herself does not have the same experience that you do now in the art of the blade. And although the conversation that the two of you share throughout the months are still those of young adults having fun, gossiping, spending time together, the lessons remain quite beneficial to her as she becomes more assured of herself and more actually proficient with the blade. As you dedicate a large swath of your time being her teacher. For those who hang around in the Greywall Keep, you all actually get used to seeing the princess, as she does stop knocking on your window in the dead of night, mostly.
Mostly.
However, there are times throughout the day where you're off the job or you've come back for the evening and there is a knock on the door, and she has, still with her blunt sense of personality, invited herself over, as she wants to hear stories from each and every one of you. Stories of battles and fights, stories of the hardships that you guys have endured, but some of you don't have the heart to tell her all of the terrible details, and some of you have not enough of the social graces to leave out those details. And there are multiple times where you both inspire her and terrify her, as this princess finds herself more and more in the company of Suna.
Fuck yeah, that was awesome.
Now, who else would like to answer the question, what is the first thing you do?
I'll do it. So when we get back to Greywall,
Mm-hmm.
Gil is going to head straight to Tofan's because he is in the business of getting his armor enchanted.
Wonderful.
So yeah, go to Tofan's, ask for an upgrade.
You, as you come into Tofan's house and workshop, you've, as someone who works a forge yourself, and Tofan uses arcane methods in such a unique way, as he is kind of the in-between of the clean, tidy shop of Barris and the controlled, barely chaos of Thorin's Forge, the most organized chaos you've ever seen. You discuss with him, and this is your current armor you want enchanted, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And discussing this, Tofan kind of the time it takes for you to get this through is, you also notice at the time that Tofan is still continuously working on the last part of the cart that Rem paid for. As he's still working on the animated cannon.
Man, holy shit.
But he readily agrees to he states, as you have a conversation at one point, the difference, switching it up would be a nice, almost not a vacation, but stops it from being mundane. Is it? I've been working on carts and cannons for a while now.
Burnout is the way I would put it.
Oh. The only thing that stops me from getting burned out is how cool it looks. So, but a change of pace, even if it's one day out of the 5, would be appreciated, and I will happily take on this contract for you. Can't guarantee it will be quick, but it will be done.
I have plenty of time on my hands, so just let me know when it is done.
Absolutely.
And I'll put the armor on, I don't know, a table somewhere.
Absolutely.
And I'll leave, just kind of awaiting for his for him to tell me when it's done.
Gotcha. anything to continue with after Tofan?
I mean, I might as well take the 2 weeks to work,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess however long it'll take. I'll go to Thorin's and just work.
All right.
I'm good at it, so.
Well, we'll see if anyone else has something that they might want to rope you into while your armor's being worked on.
Oh, goody.
Zex, do you have something you'd like to be doing for the first bit?
I need to go talk to Rem for him to check out the bumps. And then from there it's just figuring out sorcerer stuff for the first bit.
All right. Well, you all are within this your keep in Greywall, so finding Rem is no issue. You approach him after one of these days. The other three are out of the house doing something else, but I believe at this section it's fair to say you can find Rem off over let's say at the living room entryway, and he's kind of packing some stuff together, getting provisions ready for something. As Rem, you are preparing for your own personal ordeal before you've kind of gotten anyone else into it. And Zex approaches you.
Going somewhere?
I intend to.
Alright. Well, before you go, I was wondering if you could check something out for me. I've been getting these, he's gonna take off his shirt, and he's gonna say, I've been getting these sort of bumps all over my back and arms. I was wondering if you could look at them for me.
Have you been having any illicit dalliances?
Huh?
Have you been intimate lately?
No. Too busy.
That I do know. I'll make a medicine check.
All right.
I'll guide myself if I can.
Absolutely.
I will attempt to identify the bumps. Probably not going to be able to. 14 is what I have.
14. You, as someone who has made it a bit of a side mission, whenever you have skirmished with beings of a more animalistic state, of harvesting them, going over, and because of your experience with draconic beasts, dismembering wyverns, drakes, the like, these bumps, the hardiness of them, the consistency, it's almost like this thin layer of scales forming, almost as if like the softness of a snake after it shed its skin.
You have eczema.
Thanks.
I'm joking. What actually is this? Oh, tell me what it was. I'm gonna Arcana check it, because this is weird as hell, isn't it? People don't do this.
People don't normally grow scales.
Let's hit them with a fresh, guided Arcana check.
Absolutely.
Dirty 20.
Well, through the pattern of it all, and the fact that, what's the correct word? You there are two ways that you could perceive this happening to someone. One, someone being of draconic descent, similar to how Gilgamesh is of draconic descent. Or, if a individual was subjected to extreme draconic presence. You do remember a while ago finding Zex fallen victim to a very potent trap set by a draconic magic caster. This could very well be a side effect.
I'll explain that to him, that, he fell victim to potent draconic magics, and it could just be a lingering side effect. I'll take a look at it and let me know how it progresses. Let me know if anything else changes. But as far as I can tell, it's not a curse and it won't kill you.
Okay, we can check up on it again when you get back then. How long do you think you're going to be away for?
I don't know.
Alright. Well, I guess.
Probably not too long. I'll be back.
Okay. Just keep me posted. I'll come back to Greywall as soon as you get back in town.
All right.
With that, Rem, do you mind giving us some context of where you're heading?
I first have to go to the post office.
Of course. Would you like to, at this point it's more restating for people who might not have been there. But what is the reason you're going to the post office?
A long while ago,
Mm-hmm.
I sent a letter home, and I think it was before the dragon situation.
It was.
I sent a letter home, letting them know all the things I've done up until this point.
Mm-hmm.
I was told it may take some time for it to come back, and as it's been quite some time,
It has.
I'm seeing if a return letter has come.
And as you arrive, state your name, there is a letter waiting for you. It's this shoddy, yellow-tinged letter that as you open, you can feel the kind of pressure that the envelope is under, as there are a bunch of slips of paper stuffed into it. You probably take it back to the keep, open it, and flowing out of this is a multitude of letters. Some much more legible than others. A group kind of gathering of responses. Some of them are very childish scrawlings of asking ridiculous questions. Full of also drawings of things that you identify as a familiar-looking church, a familiar-looking river, and silhouettes and stick figures that, no matter how good you are at perceiving, you could not identify who they are. No matter how trained you are in that skill. Well, there is another the most, I guess, and far away legible letter of the lot addressed with fine penmanship. One of the boys that I'm trying to think about how much to just say out front. One of the boys who you had kind of tutored and left overseeing some of the other members of the temple when you yourself had left, both congratulating you on the journey you've done and also getting the kind of undertones of the letters of kind of almost like a cabin fever that you yourself felt when you left, kind of radiating off of the letter. They do inform you sorrowfully that you are now the oldest member of the temple. And that your training has served him well in keeping the others on the straight and narrow path of your God. And with that, just comes a bit of a final request to, if you find the time in your heroic schedule to send another letter, please include more stories, as he's been using it to help them sleep better at night. And new ones would be appreciated.
I'm real life crying right now. Dead ass sobbing.
They were old when you left.
I didn't. Out of character. I didn't even know that like my temple was like my temple. You know.
Well,
like,
now
I thought
it
I was
is.
just like a mishmash of people, and there was no clear thing. But now it's
your
thing is the thing.
You're the person who taught you passed away, and the your main student, he is besides you the oldest member that you guys know, because you guys have never. Look, if you haven't met someone else that follows your God, what's the chance that any one of them would, because they're isolated, as you were when you were little. So you are, as far as he knows, the oldest living follower. And as such, the rites of the temple, when you come back, are yours.
So the temple was the temple dedicated to mine, or did I just kind of join them?
The temple is for the Lady of Grief.
Okay.
In as far as you know, it is the only temple you know of that is dedicated to the Lady of Grief. Although you have suspicions that there are probably some followings in Usapate, as it's an elven patron most of the time. It does hit you that you're the oldest follower of her that you know.
Damn.
With the passing of your teacher.
Damn. My temple didn't have a circle, did it?
It did not.
It was too small.
Too small and
Unneeded.
Not even unneeded, unattainable. You guys didn't have a lot of funds. The temple was inherited from an older time. It's a restored ruin that you guys made into your own religious paradise. it's a self-made home. And a lot of the kids, at least when you left them, thought of it fondly.
I did know some locals, right? I was aware of.
Yes.
I'm loosely here. I did have a different kind of teacher for actual educational means.
Yes.
We're still rolling with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did know the guild because I was the one dealing with those that came home.
Yes. You were the ambassador for the fallen.
That's going to be my title now?
Look,
That's
I just
fire.
said that. If you want
That's the ambassador of the fallen.
I mean, it really fucks, let's be honest.
It fucks, man. It's much better than something lame like the dead man's diplomat. The ambassador of the fallen. One of them would know of a circle, right? Or the guild should have a circle.
The guild has a circle. You, with your new knowledge of the world, you did know that the guild has a circle, but out in your mind, the only other places that you would even suspect of having a circle would be there's an embassy in Aquaria, and then possibly the king's palace, because the palace here has one, and the workplace for the nobles in Dacaria has one, and so that would be something that you could think of for pattern-wise.
So how close is the embassy in Aquaria near to my home?
The embassy is probably like on deadass, probably like a week's travel, but it's the closest thing. It's the problem of being
In a foreign country.
Yeah, the guild is probably your
Closest.
closest, being a couple days.
But
and
the one I can get the soonest would be the embassy.
Absolutely. The embassy in your mind would be like if you leverage your political affiliation in Papihos, you could probably do it the same day. You'd probably have to scour, and inquire with Jaylene whether they even have access to the teleportation circle at the guild.
And if Jaylene doesn't have, like, it's the Papihos embassy in Aquaria, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So after getting my letter and, grief-stricken as I am going to, instead of waiting and having them send it to me, I'm going to go to the castle, probably with Suna, to throw my weight around.
Mm-hmm.
To get this teleportation circle and let them know that I'm coming and I'm bringing something with me. And they need to have a door ready to get it out.
Just notifying the embassy.
Yes.
They are asking of reference of, you can't just, there's probably at some point you get it around, and it's the thing of you head up there in the morning with Suna. Suna goes off to teach. You have a talk with probably Varder. Varder does his thing, and by the time lunch rolls around and Suna and Roxy kind of are taking a break, and Roxy wants to basically kind of, as her mind wanders, Suna finds out Roxy's feet wander as well. And Suna lets slip on that day that Rem came up with her, and Roxy's first thing is, let's go eat lunch with him. And as you two come in and kind of round a corner, Suna, you can see Rem describing what he needs, and this I'm not even sure if you guys have seen another gnome, but there's another gnome shorter than Rem, but much older looking, a larger nose, this heavy-set circle glasses, and white white lamb chops just going down the side of his face. Kind of flustered of not understanding we need space for it. And basically him asking Rem, what goes through a teleportation circle and then needs... If something can fit through the circle, is it tall? Is it... And basically, Rem, you're getting asked, what are you trying to send through?
It's a carriage. I'm sending through a carriage.
And Varder, who's also there, is just like, it's something that they've gotten quite good at. It's unorthodox, but they've done it plenty of times.
A staple of my unhinged nature, if you will.
Are we just supposed to knock down a wall then?
I didn't knock down the wall. When I had to get it through the first time, I molded it. And it's a great way to think. You know, if I get mine through and say I make this door for them, that means you can send other things through. Imagine sending an entire envoy through, carriage and all, with everything you need on it. All paperwork, all goods, perhaps a diplomatic situation. I'm throwing on the persuasion here to.
You can make a
have 'em
persuasion
like,
check.
This is a good.
Varder,
can I have advantage for doing this? For having Varder vouch
Varder
for me?
is there giving you advantage, so don't worry.
Oh yeah.
Can I give you a D4?
You are
I haven't
watching.
said it.
You are watching.
Yeah, take a D4.
With advantage,
Mm-hmm.
22.
Sick. And you can see the kind of eyebrow raise that it's the one time in our lives as humans that the eyebrow raise is used in persuasion rather than sarcasm. As it's almost like this playful, like lean down towards the gnome and nudge by Varder, as this guy's look, Agraria. We appreciate the other nations, and as such, accommodations could be made. We will ask for a couple days. And Varder's, we would be happy to assist you in any way you'd need. It is no trouble. The gnome kind of goes, I will be off then. Of work that must start immediately. Kind of spins, still kind of this shade of red on his face as he goes back. And Varder kind of turns and is just... Not bad at politics. A sincere congratulations to you of getting something through his skull.
Just have to know how to say things. I got a little used to it working with you the one day that I did it, and I did have to pull back a whole town from the brink of collapse while also keeping them in line.
Well, everything pays off at one point, I guess. And with that, in a couple days, Rem, you're notified that there has been a kind of folding wall gate that has been installed within the Agrarian embassy for Papihos.
Did Rem have lunch with us?
If he wants to, you guys are welcome to have that as well. because
Oh,
Roxy's immediately coming up once Varder's done.
she's approaching me.
Oh yeah, and Varder kind of like bows to her, and you can see her kind of like kind of scrunch her eyes and her face together as that happens, and then immediately as Varder comes back up, it's gone, wiped from her face. It's just this smile, this kind of sly smirk from her. I've told you you don't have to do that, and, but it is my pleasure, Your Majesty. Very well. Rem, are you doing anything right now?
It's at this point I haven't met her very much, have I?
No.
I'm a complete stranger, so I'm
And she's
a
just
little shell-shocked.
straight up to you, first name, everything, and then Suna's pulling up the rear behind her.
Seeing Suna, I'm going to readjust myself because she's not I can read social cues. She wants me to be chill, and I said, "Oh, I'm not doing anything, Your Majesty. How may I help?"
Well, I would like you to join Suna and myself. We have finished with the morning's lessons and would like you to join us for food.
Lessons? Because I'm not aware of the lessons, am I?
Oh, she's my instructor. She's started truly teaching me maybe a week ago now.
Oh.
Have I not mentioned this?
It's whether
Do you,
you have.
I don't think you have.
Guess we've just kind of been busy.
Or you've forgotten.
Well,
Or I forgot.
Come on, there's a lovely 14th courtyard that I could show you sooner. Come on.
guess she didn't wait for my answer, and I'm going.
She did not.
Come on, Ren.
I guess I'm in the whirlwind now. I'm going.
As she kind of takes you both along, and you do see quite a lot more of the castle. And this is probably, I would like to say, the first time that Roxy implores not just Suna, but another member of the party to tell her of the stories and adventures that you guys have had in the world.
While we're following Roxy to the courtyard, I'm just gonna kind of like lean down and whisper to Rem, like, maybe don't get too graphic with the stories.
Oh, are you sure? I think she'd enjoy it.
Just nothing too brutal.
Okay. I'll behave.
Thank you.
Not a problem. I'd hate to upset the princess and become an enemy of the nation.
Would be bad.
It'd be worse.
But you two are led out to this courtyard, and this one has just kind of several statues placed through it of possibly different rulers. And truly, Rem, this does strike you out of the ordinary, as you haven't seen nor caught her acting how she normally does before. And so of her being this rambunctious young adult that kind of flies around before falling backwards onto the grass and putting her arms behind her head as she kind of sighs and breathes out and looks up at the exposed sky. You're taken aback for a second, but I'd like to think that Rem is able to quickly reattain his mental footing.
I know what the burden of responsibility does to a youth. I got a letter from one, so I know.
And with that, the the princess has been reintroduced to a second member.
Ooh.
What stories do you tell, or what stories are asked about?
She just basically wants to know what it's like, and this is directed at you, Rem. I've
What stories
already
do you
heard.
tell?
I've heard so much from Suna, so many amazing things. What's it been like through your eyes?
Headache, really? I'm not the most combat proficient of the group. A little boring, I know, but I am the one that keeps them alive, and I'm the one that makes sure those that aren't alive get their chance to try again.
Do they hurt themselves a lot?
It's not about them hurting themselves, it's about putting themselves in places where others may harm them. The line of business is as dangerous as it is exciting, though I suppose part of the excitement is the danger. For instance, I'm thinking. I'll tell her about our most well-known story. I will give her a high school freshman explanation of the vampire uprising.
And she does kind of drink it all in. The story of going up there with Dayrin, of finding the city twisted to a dark whim, of finding out his sister is among those who you are fighting, of capturing her and being brave enough to keep her alive and trying to find a way to cure her, and of beating down this tyrant and restoring a family. And she concludes that she needs to go and meet this new Lord of Fourmount.
Oh boy. That wasn't in the plans, but you know what? It all works out in the end. I'm sure she'd enjoy the visit. I'm truly sure she would.
We could take a week to do that.
I'm going somewhere soon. I actually was going to talk to you and Gil about it, but I do intend to go somewhere soon.
Where are you going?
Home. I can also tell her about the Feywild honey dealer. That's a good story.
That is a good story.
I'll tell her about the Feywild honey dealer, and I'll show her my smelling pouch that I bought there, but I'm not gonna tell her what's in it. I'm just gonna let her go for it.
Okay. And she's enthralled and laughing about this bear folk, just enraptured by this story, and completely blindsided by the smelling pouch.
I'm in quite the whimsical mood from my grief. That's fun. But back to the thing
You're
that I was
going-
talking about.
Mhm.
So you're going home.
Home. I have
For,
to make a
like-
stop before I go home, and then I have to travel for a week, and then I have to come back. So probably 2 weeks. We'll be gone.
I mean, okay. I could probably fit that in.
Wanted to bring you and Gil with me, though. At this point, Gil does not know.
I mean, I'm sure we could drag.
What is the princess's response to me leaving the country?
She's just kind of sitting there. She's lying on her stomach with just kind of like a fist underneath her chin, just kind of watching you. She hasn't said anything to it, and honestly, in this point, you can roll an insight check.
Oh, did I lay enough riz to get the princess's favor? 21.
21.
Yeah.
If you were fearful of a negative reaction, there is none. And it's kind of as you talk of home, you can kind of see the subtle nod to her by her. She's got nothing to add to it, but just this kind of almost quiet appreciation of hearing you two converse.
But yes, that's my plan. I had to have them make time to make a, for lack of a better term, a hole to get the carriage through because I do have to travel for some time.
When are we leaving?
When they tell me it's done, so probably a few days,
All
no
right.
more than a week. And that time I can talk to Gil and talk to Barris and probably see what other people expect of me.
Well, I guess I'll turn to Roxy real quick and just. I guess we'll be gone for 2 weeks in a little bit, but because you got free time for the next 2 weeks.
It's lovely to hear that you're getting to go back home. I'm very happy for you. It's been lovely being able to get taught by someone who actually knows how to use a blade, but I mean, when my mom told me that she was putting you on the payroll, then she also warned me that you're one of the few people that I can't be the first priority for. And you've got that privilege. It's what you do as a hero. I've got free time. It just means that I can try and surprise you when you come back.
That's a 22 on my insight.
I don't know what you're trying to insight.
I don't know. She seems disappointed. Is she mad at me because I'm taking her away?
It's like
Am I an enemy of the state now?
you're not an enemy of the state. It's a thing of she enjoys spending time with Suna. That's what it is, the long and short of it. But there's no backhanded words to what she's saying.
Suna, you did not tell me you were teaching. If you did, I would have offered to help.
I meant to mention it. I guess I've just been because I guess it's just kind of I don't know. I guess I'm not back from. Almost like I haven't calmed down yet from before. You know, takes a moment to adjust. Probably just slipped my mind.
Well, but you know, I'm not sure there's much I could teach her anyway. But you're more than welcome to call on me anytime.
If I think of anything, I'll make sure to say something.
All right. Lunch.
Lunch? What are
That
we
is what I
eating
was-
for lunch?
That's what I was invited here for.
And there are like some castle staff that come through and serve you all this like large vases of different types of fruit juice with very simple but still elegant and kind of hard to do anywhere else of swaths of sandwiches of ham and turkey and cheeses and all these just stacked. A very simple meal, but at the same time, you never really think about how hard a sandwich is to, a nice stacked sandwich is to get in the times of medieval and arcane.
A lot of the bread we eat is hard.
Yeah.
Like she's eating like white bread. We're eating like rye bread.
Yes.
We're not even at wheat. We're at
Sourdough.
We're at rye.
Yeah. So we're getting like the nice bread.
Very nice
Yeah.
bread.
We eat the
Fuck.
primo shit.
Yeah, I really. Lifestyle has really changed recently.
Yeah. Is she like still trying to talk to us while we're eating, or is there some form of decorum that we have to manage here? I don't know.
I mean,
I'm out of
she's
my depth.
she's very polite when the staff is there. Like not talking when she's eating when the staff go through, and kind of almost putting on a little bit of a voice for them and smiling and thanking them. And then she kind of, as it goes back, she kind of lays back on her back, and this is when
But
you're
we're
able to do
cooler.
the honey story when she asks, inquires more.
After lunch, I want to let her use my broom. As long as she doesn't go too high, I'm letting her use the broom.
You say as long as you don't go too high, right as she takes off.
Oh no.
Just see her fly up and okay.
Oh, I'm going to jail.
You see her fly up and like into like the sun where both of you kind of squint and don't see her before she roils up and over, hanging upside down on the broom before flying back down to the she's good. Before flying back down to the courtyard.
Wait, she-
This is great.
I'm glad I put a seatbelt on this thing. God damn.
What?
Fuck.
Oh, pardon my language. I'm sorry.
It's a flying broom. What's the point of flying if you don't get some height?
Yeah, not falling is the point.
I didn't fall.
Oh, I'm glad you didn't. Oh boy, I don't want to show you what healing magic feels like at that point in time.
You wouldn't have you needed to use it.
And she just kind of braces the broom on her heel and kind of almost hurdles off of it.
Oh boy,
What?
nothing. You're fine. You're great. It's great.
It's fun.
It's
I've never gotten to do that before. It was nice.
I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself, princess. I really am.
Thank
But-
you.
I will leave you guys to your training and your time.
Hmm.
I should go. So I should go let Gil know that he doesn't have a choice and he's coming with me.
Let me know if you need help with that.
This has been a. I'll put on the polite attitude of this has been a pleasure, princess. I'd be more than happy to join you at any time, and maybe next time, you won't fly into the sun.
No promises. It was fun. I don't get
I'll
to-
be off.
And you can kind of hear with your high perception as she just kind of whiningly mutters to, I don't get to do that much. I don't get to do it at all.
Don't.
Like this dude's fucking lame.
His. I understand where. I know why
no,
he is the way
he's
he is.
Where you want.
He doesn't know I've killed people. Like Just dead ass regular people. I could never tell her.
I did ask you not to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell her. I only said vampires. I never said there were guards involved.
No, you didn't.
I did not.
I
Yeah.
I did try to fight the hero label, and I did just give up.
Yes, she refuses to not call you guys heroes.
I gave her that elementary Christopher Columbus explanation.
Um,
I'm assuming I don't have to fight Gil. I'm just going.
That's
with
up to
him.
Gil. Gil, are you?
Listen, that's up to Rem. I'm in the midst of a very hot forge, and I'm very hot and sweaty and making weapons for people. I'm doing work.
I don't think that's what he meant. I think he meant, are you fighting him on coming to Aquaria with him?
No, then that's what I'm like. I'm uncomfortable and upset. So you better give me a good pitch.
I'm going to come into the fort and say we're leaving at the end of the week to go to my hometown. Be ready.
How long has it been since I've given my armor to Tofan? Did I do
First
it?
day,
I was
it's
gonna
the
say.
same day.
I was gonna say, isn't it the same day?
It's been probably about maybe 4 or 5 days, let's say. And Tofan said it was going to take a while. Remember, time is a little weird when we're doing this. All these conversations don't necessarily have to be on the same day.
Without, looking at Ram or stopping what I'm doing, I'll respond with, I don't have my armor for the next while, and I'm not leaving without it. You can leave without me, or you can wait.
You won't need it.
There's no acknowledgement of that comment. It seems to you that Gil has given you the options, and he will really not listen to much else that's said.
It seems to you that Rem is giving you the options. So here we sit at an impasse. Now we could fight about it, but remember, you don't have any armor on. And this is the interaction we could be having as characters. Like, we could fight about this, but, like, I'm not the one with no armor.
It seems that Gil does his work uninterrupted.
He's going. And, till it's time to go, that's my thing.
Okay.
I'll let Bears know and see what else other people want of me, but it's all small stuff, so I guess I'm done for right now.
Okay.
Did I ever get the dagger from Tofan?
You are able to go get the dagger from Tofan. I was waiting for you to talk about that, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's like you get into teaching her those first couple of days, you remember the dagger, go pick it up, and she starts just by using that ornate short sword, obviously given to her as a present from someone. When ever you see her, whether she knocks on your window or she comes and visits you before this, she does always have the dagger in a sheath, which is why you made the dagger in the first place. And before, you get a little worried because now she's using a short sword. Obviously, she talked to someone about wanting to get into sword play, and they had given her a gift, and it's very nice. It's very well made. You tested and everything is very well balanced. But you present her with this lovely engraved knife from Tofan, and it's this double-edged silvered dagger with a simple but elegant crossguard pulling back into this kind of twisted back end for a reverse grip defense of reinforcing the grip strength of the hand. And she immediately, first of all, she thinks that it's very beautiful as you hand it to her. And also, she immediately starts trying to her own failure most of the time, trying to incorporate it into your guys' lessons. Whereas before she was holding the short sword with both hands, now she's trying to use the knife as a parrying blade. And as you weren't teaching her like that before, she struggles with it, but as it goes on further and further into the future, this becomes her main fighting style. And you don't see her without the knife since you give it to her.
Damn.
She gets a sheath that she puts onto her the thigh of her left leg that she uses, and she has it with her.
I mean, I also can't be like too worried because I have rotated through the most weapons.
Yes, but that's just what you do.
That's fair.
But she incorporates this into her fighting style.
I'm glad.
Well, let's, I'd say before we get continuations from anyone, we need to hear from, last but certainly not least right now, Nime. Nime, what is the first thing you would like to be doing?
Okay, so, the first thing that Nime would like to do is take time to tinker a earpiece.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll have like almost a steampunky tinkered ear for the loss of the one that she is now missing.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything special you want this to do, or is it restructuring of her ear, like rebuilding it?
I want it to have hinges so it moves.
Mm-hmm.
However, obviously I can't have it move to how she's going to move because that would be some neurological shit. She would have to like go in her brain and like do whatever, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want it to have hinges to like pretty tight to where it doesn't like just flop around, but enough to where it like has movement.
Yeah, there's a subtle shift to it whenever you're moving, especially when you're sparring with people.
Right. And I want it to be skeletal almost. I don't want it to be like a full ear.
Like a
I just want it to be.
skeletonized. Okay.
Gotcha.
Right. That's dope.
I don't know how much that's gonna cost.
It's not gonna cost you very much. It's very mechanical. It will in materials probably cost you like 20.
Oh, okay. Well, I have that.
20 gold pieces.
20 gold pieces. Okay, I can spare that. That'll be the first thing that Nime is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Skills wise, I don't think there's much that she really wants to take up. So I guess just for this first bit, she's gonna take her time to tinker that earpiece.
Okay, she's just kind of spending time to herself. Fair to say that Nime kind of spends a lot of time in the keep, almost holding it down for everyone else as everyone's going off into different places. And the smell of metal shavings and grease and oil is prevalent from her room as you probably take the first bit of time to honestly try to figure out the kinks of the new sword that you have.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Attunement to that, by the way, please.
Thank you.
I'm going to unattune from Gloves of Missile Snaring.
That's a fair trade.
And attune to Blade of Laura. Is that what it's?
The Blade of the Laura. Yep.
Okay. And then, did any of the party members want the Glove of Missile Snaring?
They originally belonged to me, so if you just want to give them back, I can take them.
Yeah, I'll give them back to you. I'll just take them completely off of my sheet. That way I don't just
I know someone who
them
would like to
here.
have these.
Perfect. You can have them then. Well, are you at the place right now?
I'm at home. I'm not really doing anything.
You guys are all going to hear me saying this multiple times, but the timeline of all of this is very, very loose, and like we're playing it very fast and loose. Where if you're like, I need to talk to X, I need to talk to whether NPC or player character, you'll be able to talk to them.
Okay. In that case, Nime is going to go search for Rem to give those gloves back. And then go back to her little tinkering things. Learning the kinks of her swords, smoothing out and getting better at using it, because she's not a magic caster. So she's still getting very used to Earthbind, Erupting Earth, Circle of Power, Blade Barrier, all the fun stuff. She's actually like... Actually, you know what? Can she seek out Rem to have him teach her what these do, so that way she's not just casting them at a random?
Well, it naturally imbibes you with them, but also with you want more context. Mm-hmm. So let's say for a second that you both utilize the yard space of the keep. Nime in the back between the walls of the house, of basically during breakfast, Nime is just like, hey, when you get a chance, can I talk to you? I'll be in the backyard. Rem, you come outside to kind of see Nime for the second, just to practice on your speed. You have your armor off. You're just in basically a light workout outfit, spinning back and forth, and every single time that you cut through the air with this blade, as everyone can hear, there's this very pleasing to the ear, like voo sound, as the entire blade just effortlessly is swung before you. But Nime, you take a pause in your exercise as Rem approaches.
I want to know more context of the spells that I'm using with this blade. As you know, I don't touch magic very often, so having it at the tip of my fingers is just very hard to get used to.
I can do my best. It depends on what you have available. My magic is very different from others, and I may know of the spell, but I may not know exactly how to control it from a personal level, but I'm more than happy to help. What do you have?
I have Earthbind, Erupting Earth, Circle of Power, and Blade Barrier.
Okay. The one that I know offhand is Blade Barrier.
Okay.
And that just creates, as it stands, a barrier of blades. As far as the other ones, you said,
Wouldn't you also know Earthbind because you've seen me use it?
I would know Earthbind because it has been used on me. Which... I won't talk about that. As far as the others, what were they one more time? You said...
Erupting Earth and Circle of Power.
Do I know those? JC?
Circle of Power. I don't know if it's a cleric. Let me find out.
It doesn't sound familiar to me as a cleric.
No, that one's a paladin.
Then I would maybe know it.
Yeah, you'd be familiar. It's not something that you've gotten within yourself, but it's nothing that is like out of your out of your
Where's
depth.
Flora when we need her?
She's being a policewoman, you know,
As she
living her
should be.
life. Living her best life. Let's be
Living
gonna-
her best life.
I can roughly explain Circle of Power and how like that type of arcane magic works, but erupting earth is and like mold earth. Like I can make some Arcana checks for you. I am proficient to see if I can tell her anything about that. I could guess just based upon what they say, but as far as like
God, it would be so much funner if you tried to guess.
well, erupting earth, mold earth. I'm assuming it's a lower level spell, kind of like control water, where you can move probably loosely packed earth within like a 5-foot area. And then as far as erupting earth, I'm assuming it would work something like this bramble thing I dealt with when I fought someone that had nature magic, that kind of makes it hard to move around and would knock people down.
Mm.
I'm assuming that's what those would do, just based upon what they sound like and what I have seen and what I've done. I'm really guessing here. Out of character, I really don't know what these spells do off the top of my head.
So
This is real guessing.
It's brilliant.
The best way you can find out is by doing it. Let's go.
Oh God. Okay. Do we have a dummy in our backyard?
I am right here. Let's
Oh my God. I don't want to hit Rim with this.
Let's
I don't
go.
want to.
Training time. Erupting earth. Let's go.
Oh God. Oh God. Okay.
I love
Nime
that.
is
Just
going to grab the sword, kind of like looking at Rem and just go, are you sure? Are you positive?
I am sure you can't hurt me in a way that matters.
Okay.
It's like
If
make a
you
strength save
promise.
or instantly die. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh God.
Power word kill.
So I guess I'm going to do erupting earth at Rem.
Okay. Yeah, so you watch as Nime points the sword right between your feet, and you immediately see or hear this churning sound of earth as a 20-foot cube just pulls up, slamming into Rem. You need to make a dexterity saving throw.
Failure 9.
Yep.
God. Oh,
Nime, you
God.
get to roll 3d12 damage.
Oh. Okay. Okay. 31.
Oh my God.
As
Ah!
Nime
The hell?
destroys the backyard.
Oh no!
Every bit of it is just covered in dirt and in packed dirt and stone. And yeah, Rem, you are carried up and over and slammed down on hard rock and packed dirt.
So I just got launched in the air and dropped.
Yes.
Oh God.
Oh God.
My old man back.
The ground in that area becomes difficult terrain until cleared away. Each 5-foot square portion of the area requires at least 1 minute to clear by hand.
Oh,
Oh God.
I mean, do I also fall prone?
I don't believe you do.
For the sake of the argument, let's say I do.
You can say it because you failed by double.
I thought it was only going to be a fucking difficult terrain. I did not expect to get launched.
Oh my God, are you okay? Nime's
I-
going to just like tremble as she's looking at Rem right now.
I'm fine, relatively. Oh,
Okay. Do you still
Oh.
want to keep going?
oh, we've got one more.
Oh God.
Rem's gonna be really slow getting up, and I'm gonna roll performance to apply that guilt.
Gotcha.
No.
I'm not proficient in performance, but I think it'll be funny. It's a 17. My old man bones. This is all your fault.
We can stop. We don't have to do it. We
No,
don't
come
have
on.
to go.
The last one, which was mold
Circle of-
earth.
Circle of power.
Oh, circle. I already told you what that one does.
Oh, was it Earthbind?
It's mold earth.
Mold Earth.
Is
Erupting
that what
Earth.
you said you had?
That's what I just did.
Erupting
only-
Earth and
and you
then
don't
Circle
have
of Power
like
are the
mold.
ones that you don't know.
Oh,
Mhm.
then circle power. Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Nime is going to kind of like shake off her tremblies and cast Circle of Power.
All right, as you kind of begin drawing this blade around you, the 30-foot radius consumes the entire yard and backyard and then some, as almost both of you are encased in this small, like, almost mirage of arcane power. Both of you feel instantly more limber and more aware, as both of you have advantage on saving throws against spells and magical effects. Additionally, when you succeed on a saving throw, you take no damage.
Wow. Okay.
And that stays on you if you maintain it, Nime. That stays focused on you, as in you move and the 30-foot radius moves for 10 minutes.
Holy shit. Well, that's cool.
Now you have your answers.
Now I have my answers. Thank you, Rem. I'm gonna clean up the backyard now.
I'm gonna go relax. Actually, no. That thing on your ear.
What thing?
Let me see that.
You mean my tinkered bit?
Yeah, your ear. Your
Okay.
tinkered ear.
Nime is going to... How is she attaching this to her head? I'm going to think really quickly. Can
Probably
it be...
with like a clip and like a quarter skull thing holding it down in battle?
That's what I'm thinking. Like almost a half helm.
Do it.
Um,
It's your creation. You're in charge of
I'm
it.
trying to think here, because it's not going to be tied on like a party hat, you know? That'd be kind of silly. We'll do it in a way that is pierced to the base of her ear by 2 rings.
Okay.
It's just piercing shit.
Pierced ear.
Yeah. All right, I'll go ahead and take the piercing bit out and hand Rem the ear.
I'm taking it and leaving. I'm just walking away with it.
Hey! Be careful with it. I worked very hard on it, you know.
How sturdy is this thing?
It's quite sturdy. It's flexible, but it's still very reinforced, and you can even see like she's engineered it to be light, flexible, but as strong as possible.
Right? Yeah, I'm taking it. I've never interacted with something like this outside of like a clock, but you know, I'll give this back to you in 2 days.
Okay. Sounds good to me then. And with that, Nime is going to turn around at the big ass mess she made and start cleaning up the dirt.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think that's it for right now.
All right. Well, if we want to, I can say, we can, if you want to, Rem, we can skip to a right of finding out what becomes of that earpiece.
Oh, I'm gonna give it back to her, just like as we're having lunch one day, and you can tell her what this thing now does.
So, Nime, you two are just kind of eating, and Rem comes in. They've got a bit of a twinkle in their eye, and without saying anything, because they're like that, they hand you back your earpiece.
May looks at his hand, at Rem's hand, and then looks at him kind of like suspiciously, but does take it back.
Okay. As you kind of reattach, it's interesting because when you attached it before, you could hear kind of the metal move and sway, and it was an interesting thing, but that doesn't happen as you reattach it. What instead it provides is clarity, as almost as if like your hearing's been sharpened. As you kind of feel it out, you realize what sound you're hearing is just the sound of Rem kind of shifting in his own armor. Something so quiet, but you picked up on once you reattached the earpiece.
Wait, so now I do have good hearing because of my big ass ears? Oh, this is so exciting.
You get advantage on perception checks.
Yes! Thank you so much, Rem.
Ones that specifically rely on hearing. It doesn't make your vision better, but with your hearing, yes.
Oh, this is so nice. Because there have been times in multiple sessions where I'm like, well, do I get advantage because I have big ass ears? And you kept telling me no. And now I do!
Yep.
Oh, I get to name
Anything
this
can
thing.
be a reality.
Yeah, you do. Name it.
What am I gonna name this thing? It has to be cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Let me think on it, because I don't want it to be something lame like something fucking Hearing Grace or some dumb shit.
Your hearing grace.
Hearing Grace sounds like a fucking mid-2000s fucking ABC show about a gay woman. I don't want that.
Fair enough.
That's exactly what Hearing Grace sounds like. But that's my thing to you. Did we have that planned? No, because I found out about the ear and I was like, I want to do something to that.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited. This is so cool.
It is the best thing for you guys to be able to react to what each of you are doing, because none of you are being fully straightforward. Everyone's got their own what they think they're doing in their minds.
So are we going to the place now?
I
Rem's
actually have
home?
something for Rem before you guys leave.
Mm.
Sure. And then, like, if you want to do anything in this session before we fuck off and do all my stuff,
Yeah, we can do that.
just to make sure everybody gets a chance to play.
Zex.
I'm gonna pull the sludge out, which means I need to roll sleight of hand, right?
That is not for me. That is for Lixin. Take that to him. I don't want that. You
I
can
still
give
have
him
to
this
roll the
too.
sleight of hand.
You still have to roll it as you immediately pull out basically a bomb on the table.
That is a 27.
Yeah. As he's just like, I got something for you. The ichor liquid swirling around in the bowl.
Couldn't have filled it up halfway to save us some time. No, this motherfucker wanted it full. I don't want that. That's not for me. Take it to Lixin. You can give this to him as well. This bottle of Shadowfell sand. And I just realized I had one more thing to give to somebody. So we'll do that before we leave. That'll be my last little Grey Wall RP for me.
All right.
But I am giving him the bottle that I have of Shadowfell sand
And
to give to Lixin.
whenever I get over to the Hearthman, I'll just give that to him along with the sludge, I
He's like, I
guess.
got something for you. Oh, is it a puppy? Pulls out acid.
Yeah.
What is this? Don't drink it. But what is
Absolutely.
it? Don't drink it.
Anything else from you, Zex?
No, that was it. I'm just going to, whenever they leave
Mm-hmm.
to go do Rem stuff, I'm just gonna go and start doing the stuff I was doing. Dragon layers first.
Gotcha. So, Rem, let's get you sorted away of what you guys are doing, and then when you're locked in with everyone you're traveling to, we'll get some of Zex's stuff and possibly Nime's, depending on, as I think it's been kind of set in stone that Zex isn't coming.
I haven't been invited.
I mean, you probably don't want to go. I don't want to take you to my home in front of my kids.
I'd be a pretty
I
bad
wouldn't
influence,
want
you're right.
him in front of my kids either, honestly.
Everyone's
Gil,
just-
like,
Yeah.
Gil is okay.
Gil's good in
Wow.
front of the
Gil
kids, but
is
Zex,
fine.
Right.
Gil has
okay.
like massacred
I
numerous,
mean,
like
I'm telling them where we're
hundreds and
going. Like,
hundreds
everyone
of
knows I'm
people.
going home. If you say, hey, like, I kind of want to see what's going on, I'm not going to bitch much, but
like.
you are
JC,
welcome to go.
I'm
No,
curious.
I don't mind. Unless Rem explicitly wants Zex to go, I don't.
I haven't invited
Yeah, you need to
Nime
come.
either,
I know.
but Nime's aware of it. She's welcome to go.
Nime is going on her own adventure back home, so it is
How are you getting back home?
I am
Oh my-
traveling. I'm traveling.
Speaking of which, you're gonna have to tell me at some point
I'm
for the
using my horse
teleportation
patch.
circle.
That's it. Horse patch coming off.
Tell you?
How-
I'm just gonna have the embassy do it for me. I wasn't gonna have
How-
Zex do it.
How long is Nime gonna be gone on her thing?
Ooh, JC,
I mean, if she
do you
just
have a
tells
guesstimate on
Zex-
that?
I
Zex
mean,
can just take her.
it
Mhm.
depends on where you're going. If you're going back to your place,
Uh-huh.
bro, that's Nima's gonna be gone for a while.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm going all the way to
retired.
Aquaria.
You're not from Aquaria.
Yeah, I am.
You
You're
told
from
me Usape.
Usapate.
Where the fuck? Why is it in my
Because-
backstory?
so-
God damn it! I
You
didn't
said it was
update
Aquaria.
You
too.
didn't change it.
No, it is Usapate. Okay,
It's
here's my important
Usapate.
information. It's Usapate.
You're
I'm going to
for reference to clear it up for the audience. Nime is from northern Usapate.
I'm going to Elengroff. Is that how you say that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just have the Zex
Elengroff.
take you.
I have the circle for the
don't
library. I
Want
could at
Zex
least
to come
jump
with
you
me.
over.
He
I
can
don't
get you
have to
on the
come with you.
continent
I
and
can
bring
get
you
you-
home.
The only
Yes.
problem is I don't know if what I'm looking for is still home.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so he can get you to the continent and then come and get you from the library, so you're only gone for a month.
Instead of multiple months.
Yeah, because he'll take you to the library. You I'm pretty sure, I don't know where the library is in terms of Usape.
It is between the northern and the center regions of Usapate. So she'd
Yeah,
be
so
on the
you're probably-
border of the northern region.
Yeah, you'd be like a week away from home, same as me, and then you just come back, and he'll come and get you.
The only reason
Okay.
I ask is because I wanted to invite Nime on some stuff a little bit later.
Oh shit. Okay, then
Like
yeah.
I wanted to make sure you'd be around.
I'll be gone for 11 months actually.
I'm going on a spirit journey. She comes back a man. I'd change.
Oh god. Nothing that drastic probably.
Name didn't change. I'm still Nime.
I'm still Nime.
I'm still Nime.
I'm the Nime you always loved and known. Just
I gotta
hairier.
go. I gotta go fight some bugbears. G to G.
All right.
Bugbears? Bare-handed?
Bugbears barehanded
Oh,
with bugs.
with bugs. Bugs as gloves.
Oh no. Anyway,
So, Rem, you said you had one little thing left in Greywall to do?
I picked up this handy dandy thing called a decorative geode and was gonna take it to Barris for her countertop.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do that while I tell her I'm going home.
Yeah, you come into the...
Take Nime with me.
Taking Nime with you?
Oh, I'll go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
go.
I mean, both of you have people there that are excited to see you in one way or the other, as
Exactly why I'm bringing her.
both of you kind of enter in, and you can see both Barris and Zivin are behind the counter. Bears is kind of, she has this as you know, she has a hair tie that becomes a wand, and it's out her long black hair over her shoulders as she's kind of hunched down over the counter, kind of waving this wand over, and you can see this white arcane energy being pulled up into it from this this cup. As she kind of looks up, the glass kind of sparks with this electrical energy, and she pulls away from it. As she sees you all. Meanwhile, to the left of it, Zivin currently has this kind of glittering green needle that he's pulling this long, swirling purple thread, and he's doing this very, almost in the opposite sense of Barris. He's very nonchalantly doing this. He has his a secondary chair pulled up with his feet on it, and he's pulling with like these long, exaggerated movements. And as he kind of looks to the side, as you two enter, you can see very quickly he like slams his feet on the floor and puts the needle on the counter as both of them see you guys enter. As Barris is still the quicker one to talk of, "Good morning and good day to both of you. What do we owe the pleasure, dear?"
I'm leaving town for a bit to go home.
Well, we'll be sorry to see you leave, but happy to know you get to revisit your roots, dear.
I also brought you another gift.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
And I'm just gonna put the decorative geode on the counter.
You spoil me, dear. She kind of picks it up, and as she picks it up, it starts in the palm of her hand, but then begins slightly levitating off of it and spinning as she looks it over. This is wonderful. Again, Rem, you shouldn't have. It's just not necessary.
It's not, but I'm gonna keep doing it anyway.
You're too sweet.
But I am going to the embassy in Aquaria. So if you have any business you want me to tend to while I'm in that general region, I don't mind making a quick stop for you.
No.
I will have the carriage with me. Can you imagine how the embassy felt about me having to bring that? They didn't like it. But
I'm sure you had to force your hand a little bit, but
a little
You-
magic here.
you do that the best out of most people I've seen, dear. Oh, I'm glad you're making strides and giving yourself a little bit of a vacation, as it were.
I was going to invite you to come with me, but I figured you're probably over vacations at the moment. Maybe another year.
And she kind of pauses for a second, the smile kind of locking on her face. You know, my experiences with vacations are not exactly the best, dear, but I do believe it comes with me needing to say that it also granted me the feeling of being safe when you were all around. So, every storm cloud has a lining to it, I guess. Are you leaving right now?
Have I been told that it's ready?
You know that it'll be ready in about they'll be ready for you the next day.
Tomorrow or the next day? Why? Are you thinking that you want to go, actually? I can't promise my humble home will be much for you, but...
I'm sure.
I am more than happy to bring you along.
I'm sure it will be beautiful, dear. And there's I don't know, we have and she kind of almost looks lost for words for a second as she glances over to Zivin. I have plenty of people I can trust now, dear.
26 on that insight.
She's appreciating things. She's trying to find a way. You can almost see her mindset of wanting to say something and then thinking that it sounds childish or cheesy or stupid. But she's in her own way trying to show appreciation for you all and Zivin and the people that you probably get a sense that she feels like she can rely on you guys.
All right.
Maybe I should give vacations a second chance. After all, this time, my plans would be to remain within eyesight and earshot of all of you anyway.
I'm taking Gil and Suna, and my country is very, very peaceful.
Well, I've never personally seen the Claria deer, but why not? It's
There is home adventure actually happening? She's actually agreeing? Am I misreading the situation?
as Rem and Helminia in tandem are in shock. Nime.
Hi.
You've walked in and you can kind of see Zivin light up as you enter. He's, I've almost got your next set of patches done.
I am so excited. Thank you so much, Zivin.
They're a joy to work on. And I know that someone's going to... You're going to put them to use, and so it doesn't... It's always so hard for me to work on or restore something when I have a bad feeling that it's just going to collect dust on a shelf, you know?
Absolutely.
It's nice that I really can't thank you enough that you're giving my work meaning.
It is my job, especially because I'm the only one with a cool cloak around here. So, and you are always so helpful. Oh, check this out. And Nime is going to lend her ear, literally take it off of her head and
Don't
pass
take
it
it
over
off.
to
Make them actually have to feel you.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yes.
Oh my god!
Let them actually have to touch your fur. This is the first step. Skinship.
Oh no! This will ruin my plans for my time off.
Do your own thing. I'm just talking shit.
Yeah, she's just going to take her ear off and
Okay.
lend it over to him. As long as it doesn't take away my proficiency, I'm going to take it off.
You'll be able to reattach it. You're fine.
Okay.
It's
Okay,
just-
that's all I care about.
As you get to see him, oh my, and he kind of, you pass it into his palms and he kind of turns it over and you guys both watch as it flexes in his hands. This is incredible.
Isn't it wonderful? Rem made it.
Only the enchantment part of it.
I tinkered the rest of it, but Rem made it super cool.
So it's already very cool. He kind of looks at it over and is like, it supports itself. This is awesome.
I thought you would like it.
Wow. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. I you seem so excited about it. It almost oh my god, you're full of you, both of you, and then he kind of glances over to Rem and then comes back to focus on you. You're both full of surprises. It's wonderful. I'm speechless.
Yeah. When do you think that those patches will be finished?
I've got a couple for you.
Ooh, okay.
It's just I was trying to get them all to the set before I brought them. You know, I don't want to drag you along. I'm sorry. Some of them are done. Some of them.
I want to insight check this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, your insight. Jesus, okay.
It's only an 18.
I mean, it's
Why is he so
Ziven.
jittery? But he's abnormally jittery. He's not like shy jittery. He's just like jittery.
Mm-hmm.
Is he on
It's
coffee right
different.
now? Yeah, he's drinking caffeine.
The man's
off
just
the
got
bottle?
13 unidentifiable energy drinks in the corner.
Oh my god. Too many unidentifiable drinks.
He drank what was in the bowl. Help him.
Actually, Rem, with, you know, I'm allowed to roll good every once in a while, apparently. You're dumbfounded. You have identified enough that he is, like, ecstatic, he's energetic, he's jittery, you can just kind of see color in his face, but you're not getting a beat on why.
He's just a dude.
He's just a guy.
He's just a
being
guy.
dude.
Disguised as another dude.
And another dude's personality.
With another dude's personality.
Why did we become Elvis at the end?
I don't know. I'm just a dude. Disguised as another dude.
Oh no.
Yeah. God, let's see. Please don't tell me that was the notebook that I dropped a bottle of water on.
Oh, that would be embarrassing.
Of the notebook that had which patches he was making for you in?
Yes.
Well, I'll just roll for it if I can't find it. I should have checked that now. No, I don't think any of you know, but I dropped I've sullied one of my 8 notebooks for Papihos.
I was there for it, if I remember correctly.
Oh, that was a notebook for different stuff.
Oh.
So thanks, James, for revealing that I've ruined 2 notebooks in the span of a month.
Oh no.
It's okay. One notebook literally didn't have anything but initiative on it, like initiative stuff and different stuff pertaining to D&D. The other one, I does not appear to see that I have patch notes for you on there, but if you don't, I'll just roll for what he's got.
Yeah.
I know one of them.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I know one of them
just
off,
roll
the
for it.
off the top of my head. I'll have you roll for it if you want to.
Woo, I want to roll for it. What do I roll?
D100.
It's a 100, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Also, I'm sending you very important things on message, but just you have to stand by for the rest of them.
Yep.
Okay, first one is okay. Hold on. Again?
Are you getting it again?
100.
100. Portable RAM.
Nice.
You get to roll
when...
2 more times as well.
I remember when we first had that conversation, and I thought it was like a literal ram.
Yeah, you just thought it was.
You guys remember that
when
I thought it was like a sheep?
Yep. You have so many.
83.
Can this one actually be a sheep?
You just want a sheep in a patch.
Please. That would
Okay,
be so
you've
funny.
got a portable sheep.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, I need you to roll a d6 for me now as well.
Oh, okay. I hope it's not going to have any super mega effects because I rolled a 1.
A 1? Nope. That is perfect.
Okay.
Okay, and then one more D100. Oh, actually, no, because I knew what the last patch
Okay.
that you wanted were. So, he brings out the sheep patch, the fabled sheep hexagon. Actually, no, it's a trapezoid with a sheep embroidered on it.
Great.
How much does a fucking sheep cost in D&D? Hold on. There we go. Okay, that's not bad. So the sheep patch is 10 gold pieces.
Okay.
The second one is he kind of points at your cloak and goes down to where one of the patches you had was and was gone. He goes,
Right.
I noticed that your Featherfall patch was gone. So I
Oh,
got a new one
God,
for you.
I remember that. Oh.
And pulls out, and you can see it kind of twisting in a cylinder, a feather kind of floating through the air. And it being a first level spell, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, as I'm sure you know. It would be 200 gold pieces for it.
Okay.
And then
So,
the last... Oh, sorry.
no, sorry. Go ahead. I was just calculating.
Mm-hmm. And then the last one is the one I know for a fact you asked for, as he pulls it up, and you can see 4 vials stitched into the patchwork, as this is the bundle of healing potions patch.
Oh yeah, I did ask for another healings potions patch. Okay. Perfect. How much is that going to cost in total?
So the healing potion patch is 400. The feather falling scroll is 200, and then the sheep one, I'm sorry. I don't know why I made that
A
one.
sheep itself costs 2 gold pieces.
I know, but it's some additional, so that's why it was 10.
Yeah, but like
Because it's magic.
this might actually benefit us. Just
So
remember this.
in total is 610.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to hand over 610. So hold on. How many platinum pieces would that be?
61.
Okay. I'm going to hand him 70.
Why do you do this to me?
Because you deserve it.
You can't. All right. Look, I'll
Nime's
just
playing oblivious. She don't know.
Look, I'll have to I'll have to drop by some you'll keep at some point and give you some patches free of charge then, okay? Then we can call it even.
It's not happening. I'm going to pay you for them.
You,
One way or another.
you won't know it's me. Don't disregard the fact that I am the only one that you know that makes patches besides Barris.
But okay.
It worked. She disregarded it.
He's got to roll for some persuasion, actually.
Sure. He'll roll persuasion.
Can I?
5.
He's rolling for persuasion? No, before you say if it fails, I want to sauce him up.
No.
I have advantage in persuasion. I want to give this man some riz.
How are you giving him riz?
I want to say just take the man's, offer in its own way. It means he's coming by to visit you. That's not quite a bad thing, is it? Riz up, my man.
Oh my god. I guess not. If that's okay with you, of course.
Did he roll something else?
He rolled. I'm just letting it kind of play out. Do you want Jazz? Just say whenever you want to know what his persuasion is.
I would like to know.
Okay. He's so.
Was it low? Was it low?
I mean, it moved it to an 11.
Oh, Ransler doubled his chance.
This poor man.
He's very flustered at this point. The color, I should say, that is in his face is red, very much so.
Can I inside again?
If you want to. Yeah. And,
29.
I mean, he rolled a 1, so.
The Rizzler.
He's so embarrassed and nervous. He's very out of his element.
This poor man. How many? You're making him uncomfortable.
Who the hell is how many?
He's flustered to high hell. And with that one, Nime, if you Jazz wish Nime to see that he's flustered and beat red, you are welcome to with his nat 1, without even rolling.
Actually, no. Nime is going to play stupid.
Okay. Thank you for the business. I will, you have a very good day, Nime. And he kind of scoops the bag and kind of goes back behind the curtain that leads to where Barris told you guys that she stores stuff.
Before he's leaving, can I hit him with a sleight of hand wink to let him know I'm on his bullshit
Sure.
Oh my
And-
god.
that Nime can't perceive?
That Nime can't perceive. Sure.
Can't wait to that one. It's 27.
Yeah. He, with that wink, he retreats to the safety of the back of the shop. You can see Barris just kind of has a hand over her mouth, and you can see the grin that is kind of spread that she's trying to stifle. I love good
Anyway,
business.
If you'd like to come with me, I'll come get you tomorrow.
That would be lovely. I'm sure the shop is being left in good hands.
I'm sure of it as well.
Alrighty. With new patches and a new person being brought along, is that the last you wish to do before you head out, Rem?
I will let Zex know where I'm going and that I'm taking the carriage if for some reason he needs to get to us.
Okay.
And I don't think I'll need it. So on the night before, I'm going to dispel the charges from my ring and give Zex my ring with some new spells in it to use
Okay.
in the event that I'm not here. I'm giving you it's not going to be very much for you. You have a crisp 4th level death ward.
Okay.
And a 1st level take a command.
Okay.
And I'll leave my spell storing ring with him while we're leaving.
And I will attune to that with my open slot.
Sounds good. Okay.
Love that my phone autocorrects Zex to sex, despite me typing the name for, I don't know, 2 years.
The actual audacity of it. How dare
You remember my words. You remember everything else.
it. Sounds good. Well, the big thing, Gil. We'll wait for him to unmute.
Yes. I'm here. I
Is
exist.
Gilgamesh relenting on coming to... If he needs to, Rem will give you the whole dress down about how Kraria is peaceful and through his entire time there has only seen even about like one dangerous thing there.
I've seen at least one, yeah.
You've seen at least one.
Gil is.
But besides that, of spending years upon years there,
People often die. Can I sauce this up a little bit and you can stop me if I'm wrong?
do what you want.
People often die from small level adventuring because there's not very many high level adventurers because there's no need for them. Or at sea, where most of the danger is. Most of the danger happens off of the continent. Does that sound apt to you? That a lot of the deaths of Aquaria happen off of its coast?
Mm-hmm.
Either that, it's disease, wild animals, accident, low-level adventurers.
Gil
It's a very peaceful country. That's why I want you to see it.
Gil is still incredibly steadfast in his notions of.
If I blow you up, will you come with us?
Makes it worse.
Not for you.
Um,
Don't you want to see what real peace looks like? True and genuine peace.
Gil
You
is
may
very
not see it.
steadfast, and he will either let the two of you leave, or you are free to wait until my armor is ready.
What if I get you different armor?
No?
How long until the armor's ready?
I mean, JC, do I have a time estimate? Is anything like, how long has it been thus far?
It's been a couple days since you've probably given it to Tofan, maybe even a week, but that's the thing that all of you are intimately knowledgeable with, is that like creating and enchanting magic items is,
It's not an easy thing to do.
well, it can take a while, and that's kind of where
Yeah.
this conflict is coming from.
As the resident enchanter, what's the timeline?
It's one way to put it.
I mean, it's a correct way to do it.
Huh?
You would guess if Tofan, as Gil probably tells you that Tofan's the one doing it, it would take
Right.
like the general time to even basic enchantments, protection enchantments, take a long time to do, and you guys are looking at 2.5 months rem for armor. And Gil, if
Casey.
you go and get that confirmed with Tofan, it is confirmed. Because
2.5 months?
it is 10 work weeks to do +1 to an armor and 2,000 gold pieces. So
Oh my god.
JC.
Wow.
JC.
I could hear Nominia go through his
Luna.
chart.
JC,
What's up?
will you let me,
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Cat, I will spend double or triple points to be able to use Shielded Weave on Gil.
Okay. Gotcha.
What's happening?
Will you let me do this?
I mean, it's basically a thing of Gilgamesh, like you guys talking at literally like probably the night before Rem is planning on going, and Gil keeps reinstating, I need armor. We'll see if Gil accepts this, of Suna like putting forth and kind of almost wiping down her hand across in front of Gil, not on Gil, but in front. And Gil, you can feel this weaved, like black and light blue armor go and ripple over your body like an arcane image.
Will this work for you?
No.
No? You sure?
It's not the sole fact that I need the protection, but I need the physical possession of my armor, if you will. I'm not worried about my safety, because quite frankly, if it's even a continent full of people Rem's size, I wouldn't be worried.
Fine. We'll go without him. You may never get this chance again in your life, but I don't think that matters to you, so I'll go without you. I'm sure Paris will be well enough of a traveling companion for me and Suna. Though she was rather excited that you were going, but oh well. I won't force you. I don't see how the physical... I won't say I don't see your point, but I figured my assurance at this point in our relationship would be enough for you. But I understand. I won't make you go. I am letting you know you may never get this chance again. And it's the perfect opportunity to see where I come from and what true peace looks like. And I mean true peace, not forced, not taken, not wrested from others. True peace. It's your choice. If your armor means so much to you that you won't join me on this journey, that's fine. If you change your mind in the night, we're leaving in the morning. That's that. And I won't ask him anymore.
I was really hoping you'd come along.
Gil has nothing to say to that.
All right.
Can I just leave Shielded Weave up for the hour just to piss off Gil?
Sure. Absolutely. Is for the next hour after dinner, Gil's just walking around with this arcane weaved armor on him.
Nice. Do I look cool?
I mean, Shielded Weave is dope. It
Nice.
really is.
Cool.
I don't know if that does anything to convince you of going to Equaria, because you know you'd be getting the Shielded Weave the entire time, but
it doesn't. But it's cool anyway.
okay.
I think I could have done it weird where I could have kept it up the whole time, but it would have been real dumb shit to do.
It would have been funny though.
Yeah. I would have done it.
So, as the narrator of this story, I won't waste breath on seeing if Gil comes in the morning. As
he won't.
Didn't need the confirmation. It's okay. As with that, Gil is waiting for 10 weeks for his armor.
Damn long time.
That's what it takes, my dude.
Stupid. Is it worth it? Yes, but stupid.
Is it worth not going to the nation?
Is it
Kinda,
worth not
yeah.
going to the nation? Is it really?
I don't know. I'll talk about this after stream.
Oh.
Gil's got to be neurodivergent. He's got to be.
I
he's
mean, hey, it takes one to know one, right? I don't know how to act any otherwise.
I don't care if you're neurodivergent. Get in the car.
All
It's
right.
overstimulating. Stop.
Well, with that, the next day comes of where Rem, Suna go collect Barris from the Spectral Allies. I just want to say, because it's phenomenal, and I think it's the first time she does it, Barris is wearing one of those wide-brimmed sun hats, and it's awesome,
Oh yeah.
because she deserves it.
See what you're
Yes,
missing
she
out on.
does.
What about that thing that I gave her? That parasol?
The, right, parasols are umbrellas because I'm dumb like that. She does have that with her. And if there's any raising the eyebrow, she simply kind of almost gives you like a knowing smirk and says, Aquaria is to the south of us, isn't it? It's bound to be a little bit sunny. It is the
Yes.
summer, after all.
It is.
I'm excited to
that.
explore.
With her with us, if she has all her things in order, is Zibin seeing her off? Is he
He is
saying anything else?
She kind of hands him some stuff, and he wishes you all safe travels, and that he'll see you all again soon, and waves as you guys leave the Spectral Allies, but there's nothing too special.
I'll go to the castle and, speak with the gnome I spoke with before. Can I have his name, actually?
The gnome's name is Shram,
Oh.
and you have found out he is the diplomat from Ikraria.
As we're going, I'll ask him, is there anything you'd like me to take with me that you need dropped off?
Oh, no, if I handle my own dealings.
Any letters? Anything? We're going anyway. I can look. I've worked in the whole diplomatic sphere. I understand the entire thing of it, but if it saves you some time, I don't mind. It's safe with me. I am in the castle, aren't I?
This, yes, is quite safe, but I by no means want to harry your trip, and I'm just overseeing the first very much so non-diplomatic passing from Papihos to Ikraria. People, we don't send non-political figures through the portal. That's why I'm here.
All right. I should be back within about 3 weeks' time. Maybe more, but no less.
And with that, the three of you step through a teleportation circle, and with
We're in the carriage.
Oh yeah, well, trundle through then. And with a flash, I forgot about the carriage for a second. That's the whole reason why it took a few days. And with a flash, you guys are off to another nation. Now, Zex,
Yes.
Nime,
Hi.
you two did have a slight discussion and said that both of you had said that you had business to do, loosely, not really bouncing off of each other, but of one could be using another one's help.
Okay.
And so, if you guys want to handle that, because I believe, Nime, your goal is to get to Usapate right now.
Oh, Oh, yeah, huh? Okay. Hey, Zex. I have some business I need to attend to in a different continent. Are you able to send me to, are you able to send me to Usipate?
As it happens, I have one teleportation circle for Usipate.
Is it anywhere near Elengroff?
I don't know where Elengroff is. It's for the Great Library, if you know where that is.
And
help.
Nime, you do know where the Great Library is. Elengroff is only like it's still a bit of a journey, but Elengroff is about 2 weeks on horseback from the Grand Library.
Perfect. I will take it.
Yeah, 2 weeks is a lot better than 4 months.
And he's not asking any questions, which is even better.
Do you want me to ask questions?
No.
Hey! What do you need to go to Usipate for?
No, I don't want you to ask any questions. Just some business. I am going to go see some family.
Didn't know you were from there. Sounds fun. Have a good trip.
Thank you.
All right. You just sending her right then and there?
Well, I'm gonna go to the Mages Guild to do it because I've recently learned that I don't have to pay cost if I do it from an already established circle.
Congratulations. Alrighty. Nime, I assume there's nothing else you need to grab. You're good?
Let me just go through my baggage really quickly. So I'm packing. I plan to spend quite a good deal over there, so I'm going to pack all my really nice kimonos, which I will show you if you need that information. And then I guess all of my weapons. I got my cool patches and my cloak of useful item.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously all my money, so I'm good to go.
Sounds wonderful. So the two of you walk to the Mages Guild, say hello to Jaylene as you pass her by, and at this point it's more of a exchange of niceties than asking for permission to use the teleportation circle at this point, but you do it nonetheless to not be an ass, Zex.
Right.
And you go through, you imbue the permanent circle for the Mages Guild with arcane magic, and kind of reshape with arcane runes to the Usipate library. And Nime, you're free to step through.
Okay, with a deep breath, she's going to step through. And hopefully safely. Hoping nothing weird is there.
All right. As Nime steps through, you step into Usipate, the Grand Library itself. For the first time, a member of the group arriving in the Grand Library, not for research purposes. As you make your way to the actual exit, reassuring the staff who asks if you need any help that you know where you're going and you're sure of foot. Outwards into the large valley that it dips down into as it goes northward, as you begin your trek back to your hometown.
Okay. Do I need to... This is going to be kind of a weird question. Because I am, there.
Mm-hmm.
How far away is Elingroth from where I am?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks. By foot?
You might need to use your horse.
I'm going to use my horse.
Okay. As the horse manifests from the patch, even-tempered and trained, as the journey through this forest valley of Usapate is one of adjacent memories. You haven't specifically spent time going through this valley, as the library is something that almost passed by you during your time in Usapate, but of the time you spent in the forest of Usapate, especially the northern forest of Usapate, reconnecting with the nature that you knew and knowing the animals and the wildlife that trek through here, some of which you coexisted with and others which you hunted. It's refreshing. And with it, you grow ever more eager to go back home and to hopefully catch those that you knew back home.
That's what we're hoping for. Am I seeing anything cool on my way to... Like, is there anything neat that I'm passing by?
I'm gonna check the Usapate map, aka my
You
top...
have an Usapate map?
Fuck yeah, I do!
We don't get to have privilege of this information. I don't even know what my hometown is called.
No privilege. God,
I'm
you guys are
jealous
just
of me, man,
you guys are
'cause
just
she had a
making you
hometown
guys are
name.
just making me expose myself of just I don't allow these fuckers to look at anything that's not the Papihos or overarching world map.
Yeah,
I'm
because
so,
we don't have one. We don't have one.
I'm so protective.
You let James see everything. Don't hit me with that. I'm so protective.
I
not
don't.
true.
I do not think James knows a single town from Usapate that Jazz has not said.
That is correct.
I don't think James.
I
I don't think if pressed under torture, James would be able to tell you a single town in Ashar where his own character came from.
We can test that theory.
I named my own town, so yes, I do know.
That's okay. But that's a lie.
I named everything else but my town and my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I know none of that. I gave JC a week to figure it out. Let's see what he cooked up.
I know. I'm afraid that what I'm looking for is like evil or dead. That's what I'm afraid for.
I should have pressed harder.
Maybe.
But
But
we still got rings, and I'm pretty sure they're continental. Are they?
No, you are
on your own.
far
Oh,
outside.
damn.
Those things last like what, 5 miles?
I think you said like 3.
3?
3 is what I thought.
Okay, so
I
yeah.
feel like it changes every couple months.
It's like between 1 and
I'll-
3. I've never
I'll
heard 5.
always go with the smaller one, so we'll go with 3. So
Sounds good to me, I guess.
I mean, either way, you're out of range. Very
Out
much
of range.
so.
They
You
don't
are-
know what
The
I'm
real
doing.
question is, how are you
Thousands
going
of
to phone
miles.
home?
How am I gonna
Thousands of
phone
Tell
home?
me that
Oh,
I'm going to pick you
shit.
up.
Oh,
Thousands.
I
fuck,
would
we
assume
didn't
you
talk
would have
about
told
that.
Zex, hey, come back in a month. And if I'm not there, come back every week after that. And I should be there.
Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what I said to Zex.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of Zex, because
Yes.
a 2-week journey is a lot of time for people to get other things. And you send Nime on her way. What are you up to now? you are on your own. Rem, Suna are in Ikaria. Nime's in Usapate. Gil is avoiding the keep as much as possible until he gets his armor back and just working at the forge.
So there are two things I want to do right off the bat, because I
Mhm.
didn't get any answers about the scales, really, until after they get back. So first thing first, go into the dragon lair.
Okay. You
Teleport.
probably wait a day to teleport, or if you have another level now. I believe you just said one.
Like for casting it?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't used a 7th level slot. Teleportation circle.
Oh, right, because you use the circle. Yep. So you teleport to the
Oh.
Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the main entrance of Ash and such that have since the time that you guys have spent away from the dragon, it has had some warm summer rain every once in a while, and so the ash has begun to stick to itself into larger clumps as the cave is now simply a cave.
I'll still cover my mouth just in case.
It's always good to be safe rather than sorry.
And to start with, we'll go left.
Back to where you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a it is not the most welcome sight to your eyes, but the first thing that does come to it is that prismatic wall has returned.
Cool. Not gonna mess
Necessarily guarding anything anymore, but bad memories probably surface from it.
I'd like to go and look at the bookcase, because I don't think we ever actually thoroughly looked at that.
Well, the bookcase itself is still buried, swathed with ash, and you can see the shelves of it are as what you left them, barren. No books along the path.
Is there anything, I don't know, just around the place?
You can make an investigation
ash?
check.
Okay.
Yeah, because part of the bookshelf is buried in the ash.
That is a 19.
19's good. Zex, this thought that has come into your mind of propelled you to come back to the Dragon's Lair, of things being buried within the ash, the gold, the platinum, the magic items themselves being contained within a pile of ash among a mound of calcified ash. And so instead of looking at the shelves that are above, you begun digging below. And at first, nothing special. The shelf that is buried underneath is, as the others are, empty. But you just begin clearing out around the entire thing, making a sizable chunk as you clear out the edges and straight in front, and as you begin even so much so clearing out underneath the bookshelf, just taking handfuls of it, your hand brushes against the hard leather back of a tome.
I will pull it out.
Okay. This tome is this large black hardened leather book bound in very fine materials but heavily weathered. And the most jarring thing that you can see looking across it on a surface level is there's deep gouges in the leather in the front of the book, as with done by a claw.
Maybe not going to do that right this second. I'll stick it in the bag for now.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna put that down as Dragon Book. Does that
Sure.
work? Okay. I want to keep searching just around the general in the ass to see if there was anything else left. Because the sword also was missing.
The sword also was missing. Throughout looking through the rest of this, in this area, there does not appear to be anything else of worth that you find in the treasure vault.
Okay. So now is time to take precautions because we haven't explored the other side.
Mm-hmm.
So I will go cautiously, and I'm going to hold a dimension door to just go back up the path as far as I can if something happens.
Sick. You can roll a perception check for me.
22.
22. You creep down kind of the beginning of dried ash kind of crunching underneath your feet, slowly, quietly, deliberately. You make your way down the right path, a path that none of you had really gone down before. It doesn't go for long, but it does dip into a wide, padded chamber. And what you can see is large scraps of wool, cloth, seemingly feathers of large birds, and different scraps making up this large, almost nest. And among it, you can see the... on one side of the chamber, you can see the scattered remains of bones and other unsavory things. And within the nest, you can see, again, more discarded bones, some shattered wood, and a glinting from one edge of the nest.
Egg? I'll go look at it.
It is not an egg.
Oh, that would have been cool.
However, it is the edge of a blade. As
I'll pull that out.
you pull out a familiar greatsword, one that you yourself were responsible for putting within the clutches of the World Eater. Ishtar's sword that you had stolen in Decaria.
So she moved it then. Because it went down the left tunnel the first time we saw it. That's how I knew which way to go when we came down here originally.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This also begs the question, what did Lackham actually take? Interesting. Okay. Can I sift through the ash on this side as well?
Sure.
Just investigation again?
Mm-hmm.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you kind of shift through it all, you find a lot of discarded trash and other items of discarded scales, kind of pieces of smoked and dried out meat. There's a recess of kind of torn open large water skins that looked like they were meant for cattle, but again, there's doesn't seem to be much else in the Dragon's Lair of use.
Okay. So I've searched basically the whole layer at this point, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm going to quickly feel up all the walls in both rooms.
Okay.
Is that another investigation, or do you want to keep the one that I had?
You can make another investigation.
That is a natural 20.
Natural 20. You spend just basically spending the day now just poring over the crevices of this cave. And I hate to disappoint, but there's nothing else of interest that you can find during your outing.
Then I will teleport back to the Mages Guild, and then this will tie into the second thing that I'm doing.
Okay.
I am very, very low on money, and so I thought this would be a good opportunity to take on some low-level quests, make some gold,
Gotcha.
before Rem and Nime and them got back.
All right, so you're going to spend probably about the next month just doing contracts?
Yes.
Sounds good. That fits everything together. Gilgamesh.
Huh?
Is
What?
that what you're doing, of just working at the forge and checking in on Tofan about your armor?
Yeah. Until
You do continue to do it until you kind of, not even if you're not doing it on purpose, the armor becomes Tofan's main project, just to stop you from checking in.
he thinks I'm annoying, but that's good because it's beneficial.
Not just annoying, it's just more of like intimidating.
Oh, I mean, hey, all the same to me.
It's wild. It's so funny to me because you guys are like the same size, but
Yeah,
he's
because he's a minotaur, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like he's
The
huge.
Minotaur Artificer is just, God, I forgot. He might be bigger
Wouldn't
than
he be-
you.
I think he is taller because
It's
minotaurs are huge creatures, not medium.
Yeah, he's fucking. Was he 8.5 feet?
But-
Hold on.
But
Oh, he is
playable
much taller than me.
characters-
Yeah, but he's a
Playable
lot. He's
characters-
very intimidated by you.
good. He should be.
Man
That's
has lightning gauntlets, and he's just like,
Oh, Dragon Man.
Dragon
Man's scary.
Dragon Man
If-
with big sword.
If he's a player race, he technically is medium. But if he's like an actual minotaur, he does become like a huge thing, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't count as huge, but I need to recheck the sheet
Large,
that he has
not
of
huge, large.
large, but I need to recheck the sheet to see whether it's 7.5 or 8.5 feet. He's a big boy.
But seeing as he's like I've picked up on the fact that he's working on my armor more like
He stopped working on the
specifically.
canyon and every day and started just doing your armor.
right, and so like I'm gonna kind of bug him progressively less.
It's like a reward.
Just to be like, oh, like, yeah. I'm glad that you're actually doing what I ask you to do and pay you to do. Now, just make sure you keep
Hey,
doing
I asked and paid him too. A lot more than you, actually.
Well, he should have worked faster.
You should get some.
And I guess I'm just gonna
proficiencies.
kind of. I know what you wanted to say. And then I mean, yeah, I guess I just kind of wait for Rem and Suna to get back.
Mm-hmm.
And then. So I mean, I guess I'll ask him one of these times when I go in, like, since he's focusing on my armor, how much does that cut the time down by?
It's not cutting the time down. It's still 50 days. Or yeah, it's still 50 days, but the fact that he's working on it means that it's just 50 days. It's not 50 plus any amount of time that he's working on the cannon.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, then that's fine. So, I mean, yeah, I think I'm just gonna kind of keep working, keep making money, and then just kind of, I don't know, wait for something to happen, I guess.
Just
wait for Rem and Suna to get back, and they can yell at me.
They can yell at you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, while Gil is waiting and Zex is beginning to take on contracts.
I do have one more thing.
Oh? What are you doing then?
I want to read that book.
Ah. Well, Zex, you take some time sitting in the living area of the keep, and you open the book. The first question that needs to be asked is, how many hit points? No. Do you speak Draconic?
So here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
Zex speaks Draconic, but he doesn't know that he speaks Draconic.
So that's gonna be fun. It's interesting because you don't know what the words are, but you understand it. You feel me? You look at something and you go, "Oh, this is a date. This is this is a reference. This is referencing a date. These are the numbers." And then you look and you go, "But why? Why is that a date? It's just scratchings." And then you look, and you parse over this entire book in this kind of confused state. And the next thing you notice as you kind of skim through the pages is this book looks like notified like a journal or a diary with dates at the top and then signatures at the bottom. Also, there is a multitude of writing styles. The book begins very beautifully written in very delicate calligraphy, very proper, and the words that you see are seem to have been like carefully and painstakingly added to the book, where near the end they are almost, it degrades throughout the book with the stylings, with the last few looking like someone who can barely read and write, scribbling and scratching into the pages of the journal. However, each of the signatures are the same. Although the penmanship differs, the name is the same. And the name is Abrazdul.
Okay.
If you decide, are you just going to read through the entire book?
But I'm assuming this would take like multiple sittings to read, so just in the evenings after finishing with whatever I'm doing, I'll read it.
Okay. Well, the book starts with a detailing events of a master dragon, self-identified as Abrazdul, and giving herself the title of World Eater, as all she can consume, and it's very prim, proper, focused, as she even details, "I have the best hands transcribing my my word of law. There is no excuse, and there is no exception for excellency." All of these large, floaty words, very very gloaty is the sense you get from these first chapters. And it's a detailed description of how Abrazdul lived astride a mountaintop. She details watching over the ice-covered peaks of the mountain range, overseeing the other dragons that cowered before her, and as some of them grew to not just fear, but also work with her and under her, she grew to have a sense of respect, but you never get like a respect as equals, more of a respect a boss has for an overly indulgent employee. She details the volcanoes that she saw and bathed in, the half-blood dragons, and you determine that as dragonborn, that feared, worshipped, and respected her. And musings of life as she grew older and more, refined, beginning to have musings of philosophy and other, as she put it, unneeded thoughts, but interesting to maintain and entertain nevertheless. This is where the first shift of penmanship happens, where she details a day of betrayal. She remarks that she should have seen it coming, but she has been driven away from her home. The other dragons rose up to fight her and drove her from her peak. Although she was responsible for much carnage and destruction, they had found a way to restrain her power over a lot of them and had driven her into the sky and away. And she remarked of a cause of cosmic karma as she flew over the sea southward. She remarked watching the nation that she fled come alive in vengeance. The mountaintops themselves beginning to move, and the earth itself beginning to consume the people who betrayed her. And then she remarks flying and flying until she arrives at a new place. What she calls a city that had been buried in the sand, forgotten, and come to ruin. But there was a suitable peak atop a ziggurat that she claimed as her own and detailed the city was now hers. She began building servants, slaves, and a new penman, as it was. And it remarks staying there for a long time, a good long time. Not as long as the first bit, but sizable. But the last bit of chapters are the most interesting, as she details a half-blood of a half-blood coming in. And she states in there, and you can see the words becoming jumbled as almost reliving the confusion that Abrazdul felt of how could something like that exist? How could something like that do what the rulers of the material plane can't do? And you can see them referring to this figure almost as if they're afraid to talk about them, and bitterly describing how they were once again forced out of their home. And this time they were told where to go. Around 5 to 10 miles north of a new city called Greywall. She was told by the half of Half-Blood to remain there, to foster a force, to be a presence, to be a glorious monster. And that is all that she is allowed to do. And you can see almost the frustration bleeding out of the page of, that's it, that's all I'm allowed to do. And then the last page remarking of getting of meeting these people, these runts, and she has no interest in them. She doesn't care anymore. And then the Half-Blood of Half-Blood shows up and remarks and gives her an ultimatum. You will destroy them, and then you'll be allowed to go home. Your real home. You will not be shunned. You will not be driven away as you fear. You'll get to go back to where you were the ruler of your world. And that's where the book ends.
Okay. I'll just keep it in my bag for now.
All right. Well, one is pondering the dragon. Another is pondering her past. Nime, your your weeks traveling through are pleasant. Of some places you actually do get to go to, of memories. These streams you recognize. There's a large twisted oak tree that you recognize being brought to when you were younger to learn about dryads and other things, as well as cities that you have to go through before you get to your hometown, of large, in the customary tone of elves, slathered with rich metals and gems, these tall, breathtaking buildings that you've seen on occasion and have learned to appreciate, but only needing to appreciate them for the moment. You make your way back, and you were the first thing you kind of smell, and the smell
Okay.
is what tees you off to your home. There is a very small, very homely bakery that you remember. Not a large business, just a family-run place. They literally run it off of their house. But you always remember the mother and her daughter setting these expanses of rolls and cakes and pies up along the windowsill and allowing it to just fill the town with their auras. And today is no different, a blast from the past for you, as you can smell sweet blueberry and raspberry scents just wafting towards you. And as you and your horse kind of trot around the end and bend, you can see this small village just kind of spread out, the houses quaint and quiet, smoke kind of pulling off, and the simple wooden architecture being more your speed of the quiet elegance that you remember from your home.
How long has it been since I've actually been away from home, from me joining the party and now coming back? Time bad in head.
It's been 2.5, 3 years.
Oh God. Okay. Yeesh. Okay. I don't know if I mean, they should remember me, right? That's the thing. They should remember me. Nime's going to walk up to the bakery and look in the window to see if she sees anybody that she recognizes.
What you see as you pull up, get off the horse and walk up to the sill that you know so well, there is an assortment of 6 pies set aloft, just kind of steam climbing into the air. And as you kind of peer over, what you can see is this woman kind of washing her hands off in the basin. You can see flour just being taken into the water. She's humming to herself, and she's wearing this light, kind of burnt orange dress, and with an apron over top in a crosshatch pattern, and her hair this ginger red, kind of pulled back with a band across the top of it. And you take a second, because she's grown up. 3 years is a lot when you're this young, as this is the half-elven daughter, Juniper, to the baker that you knew. And as even you kind of approach and she's humming, she looks up and you can see first confusion and then changes to recognition. Oh my. Give me a second, dear. And she goes, Mom! Just goes off, and you can hear her yelling, Mom! Mom! And the house kind of shifts for a second in your mind and in your ears as you hear the floorboards kind of creaking as someone comes down. This tall, red-haired wood elf kind of comes down and, what is it, dear? And looks over. Oh my lords, Nime. And the two of them as a pairing come out, and the daughter kind of runs up to you and kind of grabs you in this kind of short embrace as the mother kind of comes up with her arms crossed, but in this more open stance as she kind of stands back and looks you up and down. Mama.
A lot different from the last time you saw me, I'm sure.
Oh. And Juniper is just kind of looking over it. Part of you's metal.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. I lost it.
You lost your ear? No. Are you all right?
Well, of course, if I wasn't all right, I wouldn't be here.
And I know you're here, but your ear.
It's okay, really. It's kind of connected to my brain, I
What?
guess.
I never heard of something like that.
Oh, it's a quirk of a good friend of mine that I've met in my adventuring.
Well, your friend be connecting stuff to your brain. Better watch out for your friends. And even as Juniper kind of turns to what she's like, Mama, and I'm just jesting, dear. We'll trade you a slice of pie for a little bit of a story and sit down. And Juniper kind of begins pulling you on your arm.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can stay for a little bit of time. I was just coming to sightsee for a little bit.
Haven't you already seen all the sights around here? You grew up same here as me.
Well, yeah, but I haven't been back to home, you know.
It's been a while, and we've been missing you.
Oh.
It's it's not there's not too many people
Man.
you can connect with, you know?
That's fair. Have you seen my dad at all?
And both of them kind of pause and take a second. Dear. The mother's kind of like rubbing her shoulder.
Still hasn't been back home, has he? That's okay.
I'm sorry, dear.
No need to apologize. I am kind of just wandering and hoping I can run into him one day, but he's gone for now. Is Isumi still around?
And Juniper kind of gets back into the kind of lining up. Hey, he came back before you did. Didn't, Mano was kept wandering around, but he, I don't know. Every time someone asked why he came back, he was coming to see if you came back. And eventually he had some spark inside him. He owns a house here now.
He lives here now.
Juniper is about to say something, and the mother just kind of, we'll let him do the explaining when you go and see him. And Juniper kind of glances back and back at you. Of course, he should be the one to give you the story.
Oh man, JC, is he married? Does he have 3 kids? Am I gonna show up and it's gonna be different?
Bro, he's on his 2nd marriage.
Okay.
I'll hurt you in other ways besides combat.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Nime is going to. She's inside checking. I
Sure.
need to know.
Sure.
Do I want to know? Jason,
Do I
I'm
want
so
to know?
sad.
It's whether you want to find out yourself or you want to find out from an insight check.
Aw, that's a good question. Do I want to find out for myself? I'll find out for myself. You know what? I want insight check. I passed. I definitely passed, but I will find out for myself.
Oh, you definitely passed.
I passed, but I'm gonna find out for myself. Okay, Nime's going to basically give the Irish goodbye and stand up and say, I'm going to take my treats to go. It was very nice to see you, but I better head out now.
We'll have to get your payment from you at another time then. I'm sorry, we should have led with Zumi.
Oh, well, adventuring's been kind of paying off. And with that being said, Nime is going to throw 5 platinum pieces on that table.
And Juniper's, Pierre's adventuring has made you lose sight of what a pie costs.
It's never a bad idea to give back to those who have helped me grow as a human. Herringon.
As a person. And the mother just kind of goes over and kind of ruffles the top of your head. We'll be in your debt for the time being, Nime. It's good to see you back, dear. Now, I'm sure you got some catching up to do. We always thought that he was just going to be the bad influence on you, and it appears that, even in your absence, you managed to anchor down that poor man.
Right. And with that being said, she's going to dip out.
Okay. I'm sure you get from Juniper where he lives now.
Do I?
Unless if you're
Is it
just
obvious?
looking through town.
Well,
You just
the
want to
first
run
place
through
I would
town.
like to go anyways, before even touching on that, is I'd like to go to my old childhood home and see what I can find. Does anyone live there now? Is it empty and barren? Since I've been gone?
Since you've been... No. The house that you go to as you're on this little knoll, you go up and walk up to the house, and it looks quiet. The windows are closed, the door is shut. And as you go up to it, the door is locked.
Locked?
Mm-hmm. I will say you do know the shop that your father had in the back was how you normally got into it as a kid.
That's what I was thinking. I'll go shop back then.
As that door, although to the normal onlooker, it looks like it has this heavy lock latch over it. You know to press it up and kind of twist it over, and it opens. It's just this really stupid door handle that your father made once, and he called it his idiot lock. And as you kind of push it up, and the entire door kind of squeals in protest, but then the wood creak takes over and the hinges pull back. You can see the shop is immaculate.
What? Like it's been being taken care of?
Yeah. Although
What the
you look
hell?
around and things are pretty much exactly where you remember you left them. It looks like someone has been taking care and like dusting and making sure that nothing builds up and doing small repairs as you go through your house. And everything is neat and tidy and seemingly waiting for you.
Is there any dust anywhere?
There's not.
What the hell? Do I hear anything?
You can make a perception check.
And now I have a proficiency.
You have advantage.
I have advantage. Oh, well, I'm not gonna need it. Natural 20.
Natural 20. Nice. You just kind of take it all in and look, and you can hear this dripping sound. Drip, 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 and you follow it. And you can see it is a small device that has been set up next to a plant that has been constantly feeding it water. And as you look, the thing looks like it's been recently filled. Someone's been here.
Oh, man. I gotta do some investigating. I want to know who's living in my childhood home. And I'm gonna fight him. I'm gonna fight whoever it is. This is my turf. Yeah. Do I see anything that would give me any hints to who this would be living in my home?
There is nothing unusual about it. There's nothing out of place. Yeah. You see tools that you remember. They're still hung up where you personally had hung them up.
So there's nothing new in this home.
Nothing
Really?
new. It's just been taken care of.
Okay. Well, that's kind of nice. Are my mom's things still here?
They are.
Is there anything worth note in this home that I could take with me?
Well, I should say, going into your mother's room, that one, as you had gotten used to it and you had left it, there is a fine layer of dust in your mother's room.
Oh, like it hasn't been opened?
Like it hasn't been touched. And you remember leaving it like that, of you being the only person to go in and look through it all.
Okay. Yeah. Is her jewelry box still in the room?
It is.
I would like to take one necklace.
Okay. Would you like to describe the necklace you take?
Absolutely. Let me. It is a almost double-tiered necklace with a large stone and a gold ring surrounding it in the top tier. And then the second tier is kind of has a star looking in the center of it with kind of blue teardrops around it as well.
And there's just this small, quiet, tingling sound as you pick it up.
Well, I guess no one's really been living here. Nume is going to leave the home. And I guess she's going to try and find Esumi.
Okay. Well, you make your way, not necessarily right by the village. It's just like out of immediate sight of the village. And as you walk up, you see this newer, it has some age to it, but you can still see basically more freshly cut wood, this cabin that has been set up of chopped down trees built up. There's firewood next to it, kind of stacked up. The house itself looks to only have one, maybe two rooms, as you kind of look at it, and you can hear this like dull thudding sound coming from behind the house. This thunk,
Okay. Nime's gonna sneak. She wants to sneak because she's going to surprise him.
Okay.
If that is him, because if it's not, then we definitely need to know anyways. So she wants to sneak to even see if it is him.
All right. Make a stealth check.
I swear to God, JC, if you hurt me, if you hurt Nime, I'm gonna be so upset. Okay. Wait, I don't have my. Give me a second. I'm so sorry. Stealth. 16.
16. Alrighty. Sounds good. As you kind of crouch down and kind of peer over the back corner of the house, the sound, what it belongs to is actually the thud of a hammer against wood. As what you can see is the form turned behind you of a black-skinned tiefling. Black hair parted in the middle, going down into two tufts of hair that are twisted together with connectors, and a ponytail going about 4 or 5 inches past his shoulders. You can see the tunic that he was probably wearing kind of set aside as he's the dull repetition of the hammer as he seems to be knocking in a piece of wood into a divot that he had made seemingly before you had arrived.
So it's him. It's definitely him. He's standing there. Oh gosh, this is nerve-wracking. Hee hee. She's going to sneak up behind him and then tap him, do like the little shoulder tap, and then go to his other shoulder so that way he doesn't see who it is. You know, like that stupid little shoulder tap.
Okay. As you reach out, are you tapping his left or right shoulder?
Left.
Left? Okay. As you reach out and you lightly tap his left shoulder, his right hand, quicker than you can react, drops the mallet and just kind of grabs onto your finger, just lightly pressing it onto the shoulder.
No. You know you didn't have to grab me like that.
And you didn't have to tap me on the shoulder like that, but yet here we are. And he kind of takes your hand more gingerly and turns himself around. The kind of golden eyes that he has kind of look upon you, and although you recognize a lot of his features, although a little bit more age set on him, you can see he still has the horn that goes, his horn that goes straight out, but the left side horn has been either cut or shattered down, and he only has a couple of inches protruding out of the left side as he turns and sees you.
Looks like we both lost a little bit of our head.
Mine's a little bit more noticeable. But you seem to have recovered a lot more gracefully than I have as well.
I can make you a new one if you really wanted.
It's a mark of failure that I am proud to possess. It is good to see you.
It's good to see you too. I'm shocked you're here. I was told you moved.
Well, not necessarily moved, but settled for the time being.
Settled. You?
I got into a bit of an altercation.
What does that mean?
Well, and he taps the horn, the broken horn on the side of his head. There are a few things, Nime, that I cannot seem to accomplish myself. And I am paying the price for that. So I decided to make the most of it and come back here to the delightful place that your village is, to rest, recuperate, and as it seems my final of my 3 wants were granted, and I got to see you again.
I'm insight checking.
Sure.
Because I don't fully believe him. I think he's trying to play coy with me. Insight. Yeah, good fucking luck, buddy. 21.
Damn, and I thought he was riding high with a 19. You read across him of, he is still very confident, but you can see this is the stance, and him saying this, you kind of take a half step back as he still has your hand in his, but you kind of take a step back and look at him, and now that he's turned around, you can see that there are old bandages wrapped around and kind of protruding out of where his the left side of his hip.
So, why are you really here? What happened?
Oh, I got mixed up in something I probably shouldn't have been. It's no consequence of the exacts, but I did get a bit battered and bruised, as it turned out. And, well, I'm out of my line of work for the time being.
Did something happen?
Oh, I would say that is quite the astute observation.
And you're not going to tell me what happened?
Well, it seems that you, what would the word be? It would be possibly something that would go into your mind to try and fix it, or figure it out. You think I'm going to let you do that so easily?
I was hoping so, considering I'm unfortunately not going to be here forever.
Oh, that's a shame. It's... It was just simply something that I made a misstep. That's what it was. There are some gangs in Ashar that are quite formidable. That's it.
I see. Well, I am going to be here for a month, so, you know, I could try and take care of it for you.
It is...
You know what I got in exchange for my ear? Nime's just gonna whip out her new sword.
The sound, the metallic sheen of it as it comes out and reflects in the light is inspiring as you unsheath the blade. As he looks it over, just eye to eye, It's good to see that you've done so well for yourself. I would have been a liar to say I wasn't worried when we split off. It is good to see that you fared so well. That is truly a master blade.
JC,
Mm-hmm.
is he actually happy to see me, or is he upset right now? I can't tell. Is he like upset? I mean, I did leave without really saying much, but is he upset right now?
I mean, I'm glad you're picking up very well on the fact that he's conflicted, yeah.
Why is he so conflicted? You know what, JC? I'm gonna do the thing, detect thought, right
Okay.
now.
Sure. His immediate kind of thoughts about it, I guess, are this kind of whirling. His voice, he's very calm, controlled, level-headed on top, but with this detect thoughts, you're kind of churning through the top of his mind, and the top of his mind is filled with questions that he's weighing to give you, such as what happened to, like, what took your ear, how did you find yourself with something so powerful, where have you been, why haven't you been back? All of these kind of thoughts have been churning.
You know, you can ask me anything, right?
That doesn't guarantee that you'll tell me, though, does it?
I mean, obviously, I came all this way to see you.
He smiles and kind of looks away for a second.
I'm sorry for just leaving.
No, I understand how overbearing might have been a word you could have used for me. Possibly.
I wouldn't use overbearing. I would use annoying, but that's just me.
And this is how I am humbled. I will, as you said, you have a month. I will happily listen to every single story. I want to know where you've been since you left. I want to know what you've accomplished. Have you continued taking on contracts of hunting, or is there something new for you? What compelled you to come back here? What really compelled you to come back here, Nime?
You know, there's just been a lot of things that have been happening since I left. I've met a lot of really great people, but I mostly came back for you. I know my father isn't going to show up anytime soon.
I'm sorry that I can't help you resolve that.
I'm just surprised that you're still here. And I'm going to assume you've been the one that's been taking care of my home.
It's possible. Probable. I mean, you told me that the back wasn't ever actually locked, so...
I knew I should have kept it a secret.
I made sure it was clean, just in case you came back. Glad to
Well,
see it
thank
wasn't
you.
for naught.
Well, I definitely need somewhere to stay since I'm going to be here for a while. I'm going to get settled in. I might stay a little longer. You know, we do have a lot of catching up to do.
Well, in the spirit of catching up, stay for dinner.
You know, I think I will.
Well, and he picks up and kind of ravels the tunic around his arm. Nothing like getting started then. Follow me, please. I'll show you around the house.
And Nime is going to nod and follow him inside.
All right. And with that of Nime being reunited with her teacher, Rem, Suna, and Barris getting to on the path to reunite with a student, and Gilgamesh and Zex preparing to try and make the most out of their time, whether through improving themselves or improving their knowledge. That's where we're going to end the episode for tonight, because we have run a full course for our first session of downtime. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope that in sincerity to the five of you, I know it was very different than what we normally do, a lot less structured. But I hope
It was
you
a
guys,
great time, though.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm sure we'll be discussing some stuff after session. But thank you everyone so much for watching. I just love doing this. You guys are there are people out here watching this. Sometimes I don't know why, but I'm glad you are. Everyone have a wonderful night. Take care. And from JC, Helminia, James, Alpha, Suzanne, and Jazz, we will see you guys next week for session 93 of Papihos. Take care, guys, and have a wonderful night. Bye.